Okay, so 2 games on East, then 3 on EU, unless the BO5 ends before the 4th or 5th game. Sounds like a plan if you ask me. Do the new... Actually, people might not like new Starbase. Let's just do a regular... we do Utopia Dusk. We're mixing it up. We've been mixing it up a bit recently, and let's just keep doing that. Alright, there we go. So Florus versus Leth. This is the long-awaited European champion, like the European Bad Panda Invitational champion versus the American Bad Panda Invitational champion. I've stuck a camera on Florus here because it looks like Lethamyr might have the default camera glitch. Good dodge by Florus to deny the kickoff goal. He's going to have to come off the inside of the crossbar. Misses it. That's not a terrible idea though. I like that he's gone for that. Really creative by Florus. He didn't execute, but that's actually pretty smart. The only way which he was able to contest an aerial was by coming off the underside of the crossbar. So that's what he tried to do. Lethamyr saw him do it though and backed off, so also playing the situation correctly. Looks like Florus might be able to tie this up, but no, Lethamyr with the save. So both players kickoff goal defense looking pretty good. And Florus will tie things. But like I was saying, both these players, we've been trying to get this matchup for a while. I've never seen them play. I don't know if they even have played against each other in the past, because of course Lethamyr is from US East, Florus is from the UK. And another strong kickoff. All 3 kickoffs going very, very strongly in favor of one player. That does lead to Lethamyr's advantage. You're of course watching most of this on Florus's POV because of the camera being a little bit messed up for Lethamyr. Another strong kickoff. This time Florus with the possession. Best of 5. Yes, it is best of 5. Delayed flick, but Lethamyr very ready for it, even though the flick was a little bit of a bean. And Florus has just given away the possession pretty freely. He comes back in for the demo. Of course, these demos are going to be happening a bit more often right now compared to the last patch. M. Haynes 12, thanks for the 8 months. Appreciate it. It's the second time that Florus has thrown a little wave dash into this catch position.
I've never been happier.
But I'm not sure if it's been wise. Like both the times that he's done those little wave dashes to catch up with the ball, it hasn't resulted in a really good situation. So you might have to be careful not to do that too often. Oh, and only a single jump aerial by Florus, so he easily gets beaten by Lethamyr. And if I have to give the aerial advantage to either of these players, I would say Lethamyr is the favorite. Very solid in the air. But I'll give Florus the edge on the ground. It's going to be an interesting matchup. I think Florus is the favorite against just about anybody on the ground. Such a good dribbler. I'm expecting Florus also to be the more aggressive of the two. But that's not to say that Lethamyr can't be aggressive. He is a player who's very good at pressuring, especially if he gets a strong kickoff. If Lethamyr gets a possession after kickoff, he is very good at maintaining that possession and pressure. So look for him to try to box Florus into his half, deny boost, continue picking up boost of his own. We're going to switch off his camera here though, because my goodness, default camera is just the worst thing in the world. I wonder if Rocket League will ever change their default camera settings so that new players don't have to go through this awful sensation of feeling like you're completely stuck in a box. It's very claustrophobic with the default camera. I think it might even lead to worse play. Good half flip by Florus. Will it be enough? Yes, it will. So Lethamyr turns away. Good start for Florus. He's on the disadvantageous server for the time being. Another single jump aerial gets beat though. Lethamyr is dominating in the air. Second time that he's had a clean win. Great knock forward. There's the double jump aerial. So he gets up that little bit higher than Florus does. Not for the first time this game. Florus might have to go out of his comfort zone and start going for those fast aerials, even if the ball is in that low to mid range. Another beamed flick by Florus, and he's out of position, relying on some extremely boosted half flips to continue to pressure the ball, but it just isn't enough as Lethamyr powers on through. Smart delayed 50-50 by Lethamyr. He just let Florus bounce the ball off him. How long is the series? Best of 5. It's a best of 5. So Florus, one of his biggest strengths so far, letting him down. His flicks are usually such a strong point for him. Well played here, though. He's just done the exact same thing to Lethamyr Lethamyr just did to him. He's just delayed his challenge, faded away from the ball, let the ball bounce off him. He's relying on that ball not making multiple contacts with Lethamyr's car in that contest, so that it bounces up high rather than bouncing away from the two of them. Oh, that's very unwise by Florus. He's just given the ball to Lethamyr. He had no boost to shoot that with, and now Lethamyr, who's going for the dribble. Is he going to recover in time? Doesn't look like it, but this is something that Lethamyr is very good at. He just likes to steal the boost and then play keep away. And look at this from Lethamyr. What a save, though, by Florus. Lethamyr did put that on net. So massive credit to him. And Florus did pick up the mid boost because Lethamyr jumped over it. Interesting little note there. Florus would have been completely boost starved if Lethamyr managed to pick up the mid boost. Instead, Florus is sticking in this game. He's within one. This is a good performance on a USC server. Florus has told me several times that he does not like USC server anywhere near as much as he enjoys EU, which is not that surprising. I'm sure that it is, at the highest level, very frustrating to lose 50-50s that you expect to be winning. You know, credit to him for sticking in this, giving it his best shot. He's going to try and avoid those 50-50 situations. He's going really fast here, just giving it straight to Lethamyr. Got to disagree with that decision by Florus. As I'm sure it was apparent to most of you, Lethamyr was always going to respawn before Florus was able to get that shot into the net. But he still went for the speed play instead of slowing it down and trying to dribble left. Perhaps the fact that his dribbles have not been working this game is putting him off. That's another failed counterattack by Florus. He's dropped a wow in the chat, probably wondering why his car fell over. And he might have just given Lethamyr a free shot. Yes, he has, but he's recovered well, but he's missed the save. Lethamyr's shot was not good enough to go over the top of Florus, but Florus jumped right underneath it. 2-goal game. Florus desperately needing to get the possession back on his side. But Lethamyr, one of the hardest players in the world to get off the ball. Dodge on the block, on the bump by Florus. Even jumping there to evade any attempted demos. Is he going to get the flick? Yes, he is, but Lethamyr with the early interception. Florus lands on left. Has the boost. Is he going to score here? He should. Yes, he will. Good speed by Florus to get the center ball and the finish. Lethamyr did not expect Florus to recover that quickly. Good angle shot at the end by Florus as well. He's within one yet again. He's been trailing the entire game except for that equalizer. And I believe 2-all. He knows Leth is backed off. He heard the dodge. Decides to go back to the flicks. There's a good one, finally! He's found success with his favorite move. He's waited all game, 12 seconds to go, and he finally connects with a flick, and it is a good one. Just booms it right over Lethamyr's head, and now we're one kickoff goal away from a comeback. But also one kickoff goal away from a heartbreak for Florus. It's a pretty even one. Lethamyr not backing down, nor is Florus. We know that you can throw this ball with or without boost. Of course, he'd much rather have boost in this situation. Lethamyr might have it. Florus has got to be careful. He has no boost, but Lethamyr does drop it. Lethamyr, I think, had a chance, if his ball control was perfect, to carry that into an open net. Might not matter, though. Here comes Lethamyr. Has he got it? Yes, he has. Kickoff goal in overtime. It's a heartbreak for Florus. He tried so hard to fight his way back into this game, but he got beat with a kickoff goal in OT. It's the harshest way to go. Still credit to Florus for fighting his way back in and never giving up on his favored strategy in offense. He never gave up on that flick. The only thing that I'm disappointed in for Florus's game was that one time that he got the clean demo onto Lethamyr, and then Florus decided to try to rush the ball into Lethamyr's net. I would have loved to see Florus slow play that, take his time, and then try flick into the top corner, or a mind game, or a delayed 50-50, or something that isn't just going to give away possession 99% of the time. That was the one thing I think Florus really should have done much differently. Oh my goodness, look at that flick by Florus, front flip flick, but an incredible arc on it. Lethamyr cannot have been expecting this much height on a flick from this position. He didn't really play the defense as well as we're used to seeing from him, but good flick nonetheless. And this is important for Florus. He needs to have consistency with his flicks if he's going to win this series. Because we all know that Lethamyr has his number in the air as he's continuing to show us. Impressive air dribble from Leth. Florus jumping a little bit too early and not getting far enough across the goal. Yeah, Florus saying he keeps thinking he won the kickoff, but then it rubber bands back again. Feels good, man. That's something that happens when you're playing on a non-native server. And it's just going to be a rinse and repeat. Lethamyr's going for it again. He might have got a flip reset there. I don't think he got it, but he was certainly trying. See how hard it is for Florus to find space. He's checking to make sure Lethamyr has backed off. Anticipates a challenge, and he's flicked it again so well. This is just flicks against air dribbles. And Florus one step ahead. Lethamyr saying he never plays EU, literally impossible. I'm pretty sure that it used to be easier to play cross server, and it's gotten harder. Which is partly due to whatever changes Psyonix made in the servers a couple of patches back. I don't remember what patch it was exactly. But yeah, Florus says it used to be fine, but the level of play is also too high. That's the other thing I was going to say, is that the level of play, as it rises, as people get better at punishing the smallest mistake, that, you know, slight hesitation that you're forced to make whenever you take a 50-50 or a kickoff is enough for people to just score off. And Florus is still putting on a good performance on US East. So, you know, another big thanks and shout out to him for agreeing to play on US East, even though he knows he does not enjoy this as much as playing on Europe. But where else would we get to see matchups like Lethamyr versus Florus until there are big Rocket League 1v1 lands? We're never going to be able to see this except cross server. But my goodness, does Florus know how to flick. He's really gotten into his rhythm now. Took him a while to warm up. And by a while, I mean most of game one. But my goodness, he is just ruining Lethamyr with every single flick in this game. 4 out of 4. 4 flicks, 4 goals, as chat has identified. But Lethamyr is playing the wall exceptionally well. He's got the mix up this time. He's gone for 2 air dribbles. This time he sees that Florus is going for the boost, just strikes it. Far post. And that is an open net. Florus did not identify that the ball had popped off the wall there into a more easily shootable position. Is he just going to go for flick number 5? It looks like he might. Yes, he will, and he's going to score it. This is unbelievable. Lethamyr has got to be feeling pretty frustrated, because is Florus ever going to miss a flick? It just doesn't look like it. Top shelf boomer. Florus says, if you can stop my flicks, then I'm basically useless. I think that's being a little bit overly self-deprecative. Is that even a word? Self-deprecative? I'm not even sure if it is. But a kickoff goal for Florus is going to give him the 3-goal lead. He says, thankfully it's quite hard to. I like that. I like that confidence. He's confident that Lethamyr will not be able to stop his flicks, or certainly it will be quite hard to stop his flicks, which I'm sure all of you would agree with. He is 5 for 5 in the flicks department. He's going for another one. 17 boost. Make it 6 for 6. This is outrageous. Every single flick is timed to perfection. He's catching Lethamyr's challenge every single time. Look at that. The second that Lethamyr's jumping, Florus is making his move with the flick. I don't know how he does it. This is probably the most consistent flick performance that I've ever seen. Unbelievable stuff by Florus. I'm just waiting. Is he going to get one wrong? I hope he keeps trying, because I want to see how long the streak can go on. And I'm not even going to fault Lethamyr too much. He's, you know, throwing himself in for challenges, but that's because he knows if he sits on the goal line, Florus is probably flicking it to the top corner anyway. So he doesn't want to sit back on his goal line and just give Florus all that space. Florus might have just centered this. He's done well, actually, to make this as hard as possible for Lethamyr to get a shot off. He's continuing to contest as much as possible. Self. I don't know what that word, how to say that word. Lethamyr finally gets Florus to crumble. It took a while, and he's flicked it over Florus, the flick god himself. 3 goals the difference. Florus still has to be so careful. He's doing very well in kickoffs, it has to be said. I think he's won the majority, in fact, in this game, which is very impressive. given that he's probably having to hesitate on every single one. But look at how much vision Lethamyr has. His camera zoomed out, giving himself so much vision, and the demo will open up the gates for a 5th goal. Self-deprecating, I mean. Yeah, I don't know what I said. I've forgotten. Self-deprecating. Yeah, I know it was like self-deprecating past tense that I was trying to think of. So Florus says he got past tense, still demoed on his end. Nice. I mean, that might not even be a ping problem. That could just be thanks to the recent demo changes. I'm sure you're all aware that they are a little bit interesting. Oh my goodness, Florus with the aggression. Low boost. Sticking around. Just tags that mid boost on his way by. Good save as well. He didn't use much boost for that save also. Used a little bit more in the recovery, but he's out of position, and Lethamyr is back within 1. Florus might have 6 out of 6 flicks, but he's still only at 1 goal ahead. That 1 kickoff goal is the difference. The only goal that wasn't a flick that Florus has scored in this game. And now it's Lethamyr's turn to be pressuring with low boost. Going to continue to do so, but Florus, very confident challenge, knows he has the boost advantage, so even if this ball does go into a relatively even position, he's likely to win the race to it. Solid dunk, solid finish. Good aggression by Florus. Very glad that we're getting to see Lethamyr's real camera this game. He's got one of the most zoomed out cameras in 1v1, or in Rocket League rather. And there's Florus going for his trademark 360 dribble setup. He has beamed it though, horrendously. Giving the ball to Lethamyr, who's going to score. Definitely a bit early for showboating, in my opinion. He ended up in possibly the worst position imaginable, and after beating a 360 dribble, he missed the cut, got bumped into net, and Lethamyr followed up with a tap-in. Venus is back. And are we going to see another Lethamyr air dribble? Yes, we are. He scored one of these earlier. He might go top right this time to try and fake out Florus, but well done. Florus did not get baited into going way across the goal. Lethamyr was trying to mix it up there. That's actually really smart, what he did. He knows that the 1 air dribble he did score into Florus was a far post air dribble, and he anticipated Florus moving across the goal to cover the far post. Instead slowed it down and went near post. Didn't work, but it was still good line of thinking. There we go, another goal for Florus. Long shot. He's picked up on the fact that Lethamyr has been refusing to back down. He doesn't want to give Florus any space to start the ball carry. And great mix up by Florus. Of course, the counter to people who are challenging very, very early is just to shoot it past them. And speaking of shooting it past them, Lethamyr has played this situation so well all game. Every time the ball is close to Florus's or in Florus's half, near the sidewall, Lethamyr has played it to perfection. He's mixed up his offensive strategy very well also. Good speed on the shot with the back of his car, but Florus has missed the rebound. That was essentially wide open. No way that Lethamyr would have been able to save a shot just in the top shelf. But Lethamyr's been caught out yet again, and he's been tripped up. That's going to be 2-goal lead. This has been just yo-yoing from 1 goal to 2 goal the entire time. But second time in a row that Lethamyr has been punished for sticking around a little bit too much. And I think he might need a kickoff goal. This is the one position he's been playing really well. He's back in it, but Florus trying to make it difficult for him. He doesn't want to give Lethamyr a center ball, but hold on, he's just centered it for Lethamyr. Florus completely forgets which way he's supposed to be scoring. Oh, he might have tried to leave that ball, but he clipped it by mistake, and he has given Lethamyr the 1-goal gap gift. Fortunately for him, he's got his 7th flick, but he misses one. Finally, the perfect record has ended. And is that going to be the mistake that gives Lethamyr the chance to make the comeback happen? This is it. Lethamyr needs to score here. He's gotten Florus out of the game. Tight angle rebound. He's on net, but Florus with a save. Still in the air. Lethamyr 16 boost. Has to half flip through this, but Florus with a mind game drop is going to tie the series. GG. And what a performance by Florus early in the game to take such a hefty lead with consistent flicks. And Lethamyr, despite his best efforts, was not able to close the gap at any stage during that game. Florus breaking serve, if you will. Able to take the Lethamyr is saying, literally, if I learned to just fake challenge any of his 7 flicks, says Lethamyr. We're just going to wait for Florus to get back from his drink. But wow, what a GG. That was a very close game. Florus just hanging on for dear life throughout the entire end of it. But you were moving to EU. Lethamyr needs 2 breaks of serve to win this. He got the advantage. I'm not sure what you guys think about this. I think it's a fairly safe, or fairly fair, you know, pretty fair way of doing a best of 5 between EU and NA, or, you know, EU and US East players, is to allow one of the players to play 2 games on their server, then 3 games, or then you do 3 games on the other player's server. That's giving usually a head start to the player who starts off on their home server. Johnny, you rhymed it for me, says Florus. I don't know what he's talking about. There we go. Says Lethamyr gets his 100. Florus gets 12. Oh, 104. Oh. It's yellow. Feels bad. Looks like we might just get a no false start here, though. Lethamyr is going to settle. And he needs to rise to a very difficult challenge, which is to take 2 games off Florus on EU. Is he going to be able to do it? Double bump onto Florus to get things started. He's going for a backwards goal. He did half flip through that to continue looking for challenges. And notice Florus doing something that Devo popularized. That's whenever he's going for one of these fake jumps, he's automatically air rolling forward just ever so slightly and then boosting back down to the ground. Wants to recover as fast as humanly possible. It's the weed number. Oh my goodness, what a phrase. Look at that crossbar pinch by Florus to clear the ball. He's relying on his goalkeeping here, something that I criticized when Florus first came on stream. He was very much an attacking genius and then very inconsistent in defense. But ever since... Oh my goodness, Lethamyr with an open net miss. He had no boost, but I'm sure he still should have scored that. Like I was saying, ever since Florus's grand final win in the Bad Panda EU 1v1 Invitational against Fairy Peak, he has looked like a changed man. I never saw defense like that from Florus until that matchup. He's reading crossbar here, reads correctly. Florus was up, making that rebound just a little bit more difficult for Lethamyr, but Lethamyr still... Look at the consistent pressure. Florus has had not even a look at offense since this game started, because Lethamyr is just boxing him out, keeping him in net. 1-0 is the score. Of course, arguably, you would say that Lethamyr is the favorite regardless of server. If he can win this 1 game, make it that Florus has to win 2 in a row, and he is indeed winning this game. Is this going to be another game that goes against the run of server? But it was a great flick. It was indeed a great flick by Lethamyr for the first goal. Fake kickoff. Florus has not spotted it. Lethamyr has secured more possession for himself. Of course, we all know how difficult it can be to get Lethamyr off the ball when he's in the lead. Of course, when he's not winning, he can... Oh, that was cheeky. Lethamyr going for a fake at the last second. Florus did a great save, though. Well played to get such a solid hit on the ball here. Any glancing blow would have made it that he wasn't able to get, or possibly wouldn't be able to get a counter-attack goal. Just hits it solid. But like I was saying, Lethamyr, when he's behind, at least then he has to take shots, and oftentimes in Rocket League, shots concede possession when they don't work. But when he's in the lead... Oh, good save by Florus yet again. When Lethamyr's in the lead, it can be very hard to get him off the ball. He just likes to stick to it like glue. Track it around the field. Bad first or initial pop, as Lethamyr is looking for a reverse 45-degree flick there. But the possession statistics are so one-sided this game. I would love it if there were legitimate possession statistics in Rocket League, because then we would see that as far as ball touches and boosts consumed and amount of times touching the ball in a row are, Lethamyr is miles ahead of Florus. Extremely low scoring game. We're over halfway into the final 2 minutes even. Florus with a great delayed 50-50 though, and he will work it into the net. That is expertly done by Florus. Just again, Fades away from the 50-50, doesn't lose control of the ball. Looks like a dribbling challenge maneuver. Just working it around. And that's a good shot. Florus rips it. Lethamyr's lead has disappeared. And Florus has taken one of his own. Glancing blow, the days of WoW coming out. I mean, glancing blow is a fairly, you know, all-around term. Oh my goodness, what a recovery by Florus. Lethamyr getting a bit unfortunate here. How on earth did this go so badly? Lethamyr blindly drives it to Florus, who then lands in the perfect spot to just pop the ball into the net. That is so fortunate for Florus, but good recovery nonetheless. Lethamyr, I don't even know if he meant to drive into Florus there, because he didn't flip. It would have, if Lethamyr meant to hit Florus, I expect that he would have dodged, but he just drove into him, so I don't think that was even on purpose. Good wall shot though, that's incredible. Speed by Lethamyr, perfect line. He just waited until he knew that he could beat Florus to the ball. Oh, missed on the boost though. Is a big misplay. And now we've all seen this before. Florus, ground play, fades away from another 50-50, but Lethamyr doesn't fall for it this time. Oh, that's a good catch by Leth, but Florus is there to shut the door at the far post. Not able to get the flick this time. And Lethamyr with a really quick recycle into the net. Good control. And good accuracy onto the open net by Lethamyr. We're all tied up. All these games have been so close. It's 1-goal game in game 1. I believe a 1-goal game in game 2 as well. And we're all tied up in game 3. Server advantage or not, both these guys fighting tooth and nail for this one. Lethamyr with a slight advantage, which is possession. Finds the crossbar with the flick. It was a boomer. But a boomer which went way high off its intended target. That's a cheeky little ground pinch to clear from Lethamyr. Florus using a lot of boost to guide the ball back down to the ground. Lethamyr with another flick opportunity. Goes high this time. And across Florus's path. Lethamyr's consistent pressure is so hard to stop. And he's found a way round. Even rolls it in slow just to try to let the clock tick down as low as it can. Great ball control by Lethamyr. Not concerned about putting a shot on target. More concerned about putting the ball past his opponent. And that is exactly what he did. Oh my goodness, Florus given a free possession though. But it doesn't look like he's going to get anything from this. This is so hard to do anything with. Oh my goodness, Lethamyr has given Florus the open net. And Florus takes it. Lethamyr, all he had to do was clear the ball, but he missed it. And Florus keeps it up and finds the top corner. Oh my goodness. Just when you think it's all over, Florus has another idea. 5-all, but oh, I forgot for a second that we weren't already in overtime. I thought it was going to be a kickoff goal ending. It still could be, and it still very well maybe. Lethamyr has done it. He would have had a kickoff goal in the exact same kickoff right before overtime, and he does get one in overtime. I've never seen anybody score as many kickoff goals from dead ball 50-50s as Lethamyr does. Second game that he's won with an OT kickoff. Getsugu, thanks for the 100 shares. I appreciate it. Let me, oh wait, I'll ready up before I do the score here. So now it is up to Florus to win 2 games in a row. It will be European server. We'll be on this server for the rest of the series. Every game has been 1 goal. Incredible stuff. Dinky RL, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day today. Florus left the match and left the party. He's oh, his Rocket League crashed. Okay. I just saw I got a message from him on Steam saying his Rocket League crashed. Let me get him back in here. Great pass, says Lethamyr. You're welcome. Close one. And thanks from Florus. They're very, very communicative. Won £20 there. Rocket League 1v1 tournament tonight, so I expect to see majority stream state. Whoa. Mate. That's like 2 pizzas. Nice. And meanwhile, we're back in business for the continuation of this best of 5 between two of the best ones players in the world at the moment. And just to make sure that I trigger the maximum amount of people as possible, we're going to call them both pros, even though I don't know if Florus has ever been paid to play this game. Good shot into the bottom corner from Flory. But yeah, we're just going to call Florus a pro player because I know it annoys some people. So there you have it. Professional player Florus and professional player Lethamyr. Both full-time professional players. This should be a goal by Leth. He doesn't shoot it particularly well though, or early. I expected a boomer into the top corner. Lethamyr's shots are usually not to be messed with. Good save by Florus. His defense is looking sharp today. Lethamyr's midfield play, ever since he got dominated by all those flicks in game 2, he's really upped his midfield game, and he's not giving Florus any time on the ball. Look at this. Every time Lethamyr gets a shot, he's making it so that the worst thing that can happen is a 50-50.
Trying to pool up some prize.
Alright. We got a little pool of prizes by Frankimus. I'll make sure to let the players know after this game. I was wondering why I couldn't get back onto the players. I accidentally turned on director camera. My bad. Florus 2-0, courtesy off the Lethamyr whiff there. Looking like we're going to see a game 5, but oh my goodness, Lethamyr continues to play this situation so well. This is not easy to do. Really, it is not easy to do this. To consistently take the ball from that corner and find the far post. Oh my goodness.
What did the Pirates say on his 80th birthday? I mated Brian, moi, Brian.
I think I've ever heard Brian spam Brian before.
Brian knows Brian.
Nice, sir, the 4-month Scavalev. Very much appreciated. Excellent spam. Spam of the day for sure. It has to be said. Florus with the bean onto Leth and the outplay, but the post denies him his much wanted, much desired 2-goal lead. He's gone a bit all in for it though. Florus gets punished for taking that risk, which was the search for the 2-goal lead. There we go. Florus does win a kickoff. He has managed it, and he's going to get a goal as a result. Lethamyr didn't have much boost to play with here. Let's see. He used all 18 boost to accelerate his return back to goal, and then he went on a little boost hunt once he got there. That was a little bit silly by Leth. He used 18 boost to get to goal, and then he turned around to get 12 once he got there. Not sure about that decision, or that decision making. He must know that he could have played it better, but it was always going to be a bit awkward after Florus shot so early and so high. And now we're back into flick zone, and you know what that means. Florus doesn't miss these. I've got to give so much credit to his timing of the flick. So every time Lethamyr's jumping, it's like Florus knows. He's got a sixth sense for this. You look at the replays of the goals, and every time Lethamyr jumps to challenge, it's like Florus knows in his mind the exact moment that it's going to happen, and he just matches it and beats Lethamyr to the ball. Again, Florus guides the ball to the ground with his air dribble. Lethamyr boost starving again, and he's got an open net. Well worked, but Lethamyr can't quite get it in. Florus is hanging on. He's been in this situation a lot today. Been forced back into defensive posturing as the player with less boost, but he's managed to work a shot out anyway. That is a really, really good shot for someone with no boost. Little power slide, uses all the boost that he did have and slams it right after the bounce. Perfectly executed. 3-goal difference now. Game 5 looming. But has Lethamyr just done it again? Not this time. Florus finally manages to stop Lethamyr from scoring from this back right wall, or back left wall if you look at it from Florus's perspective. I suppose it would be the front right wall if you look at it from Lethamyr's side. Biggest goal difference that we've seen in any of the matches, I believe. I'm pretty sure that that is true. In every other game, separated by 1 goal once it finished. I believe we had Florus up by 3 in game 2 before Lethamyr started to close the gap. Oh, but that might just be in. Florus with cheeky little wall shot from his back corner. Lethamyr tries to come in and intercept, but is... Yeah, this was a little bit telegraphed by Lethamyr. A little bit telegraphed. 5 goal difference is starting to open up now. Which is bad news for Leth, because if he gives Florus a lot of momentum going into the last game, then it might just be over before it starts. Florus maybe going for the world record, most 360 dribbles in a row. Of course, he did win the only other game in this series where he tried to perform on and failed, albeit conceding a goal in the process, and right now getting demoed while spinning. Now, how is Lethamyr going to go about this comeback? Well, not like that. Not like this. Lethamyr says so laggy. I don't know what he saw, but it didn't look like a lag to me. It looked like an own goal. It was pretty funny. At least if there's ever a situation where you're gonna like, good recovery by Florus. Oh, never mind. Okay, he did do a good recovery, and then he beamed it. The initial dodge was pretty sick. He gets bumped, dodges into the ball, but then his landing after that was possibly the worst thing that I've ever seen. Florus says maybe we'll meet at LAN one day. I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. Maybe in the near future. You never know. Still not over. We've seen crazier comebacks than this in the past. It ain't going to be easy though. That is for sure. Lethamyr needs to score with every attack. And with Florus in the way, it is not going to happen by the looks of things. And with that ball getting cleared, I think it's safe to say that Florus is going to take this into a game 5. Can't get the win on this race to the ball though. Wave dash or no. It's your birthday and you dreamed to play my stream. But the thing about that is that the only person who's winning in that situation is you, not the hundreds of viewers on Twitch or the thousands of viewers on YouTube. You gotta think of the other people, man. Pre-jump save by Florus just to make sure that this comeback is at least delayed. But hold on. 21 seconds left. Lethamyr has been dominating diagonal kickoffs. He could still do this. But Florus does stick in this one very well. And he's won the race to the boost. That's probably game. I feel like I've been a bit flaky on my call on this one. I've gone back on it a few times. But this is definitely now game to Florus. The most one-sided game that we've seen so far. But we will be destined for the ace match. The game 5. For some reason, this always happens. Whenever we do these winner of one tournament versus winner from another, Florus says I have to learn. I have a lot to learn from your kickoff. So hopefully for Florus' sake, he's saving these replays and he can watch back and see what Lethamyr is doing. Because Florus seems to think that the kickoffs that Lethamyr is winning are leading to much more deadly pressure in Lethamyr's favor than the kickoffs that Florus is winning. Oh, I forgot to tell him that there's £10 in the pot. Well, it's not that big a prize pool, so I won't. I know they're not going to be super stressed out about that. I'll just let them focus on the game. I will pass it on though. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, Frankimus. And it looks like Florus off to a good start. Thunders one into the bottom corner. Lethamyr getting punished for an attempted boost steal. Florus was way ahead of him. Already in that corner. Florus, albeit he might not be getting kickoff goals, he is still getting some possession. What was that hit by Lethamyr? Love that Lethamyr is still going for these demo attempts as well. He's never giving Florus any free time, regardless of where he is in the field. But Florus is still hanging on in defense, and he's looking pretty good on the counterattack. That was a non-defended shot. And Florus continues to attack. He might just try and half-flip through this to get the boost, and yes, he will. Sticking to the ball like glue, and he's got another goal. Lethamyr says, what, in all caps? He must have thought that he made contact. But truth be told, he just wasn't quite fast enough on the turn. Florus had all the boost there. I do feel bad for Lethamyr a little bit. We've seen that he's capable of winning a game against Florus on Europe. And we've also seen that Florus is capable of winning a game against US East, Lethamyr. But it's always going to be an uphill battle for the player on the away server. And just like Florus said, maybe one day we'll get to see these guys at LAN. Wouldn't that be great? To have a big 1v1 LAN in Rocket League for tons of money and have all the best players come and play against each other. That would be pretty nice, if you ask me. Florus looking very confident though. This is not good news for Lethamyr. Bad enough that he's already 2 goals down, but the swagger that Florus is driving around with and the confidence of his recoveries does not bode well for Lethamyr. That flick is not looking clean, lag or no. That was just a completely messed up play. Florus continuing to half flip through the ball very, very well. It's something that is not as easy to do as just regular half flipping, because when you hit the ball, of course, your car does slow down a little bit in its rotation. So it's a different mechanic to do a half flip on the ball than it is to do a half flip off the ball. Something that certainly needs a lot of practice. 100k winner takes all 1v1 tourney. I hope so. Florus again, half flipping very well. Great situational awareness to know that the half flip would put him in a better position for a follow-up challenge. Not allowing Lethamyr any goals just yet, but he might have done. Oh, Lethamyr should have scored, but instead he's got the worst possible outcome. The good old 2-goal miss has come back to haunt Lethamyr. Florus made a huge misplay going for boost over ball there, but he goes unpunished and in fact gets rewarded. Where is the justice in that? By all rights, Florus should be only winning by 1. But Lethamyr has only got himself to blame, and he's going to have to do something a little bit more than a double jump pop to get it past Florus's defense today. I've seen this from Lethamyr before. Sometimes he can struggle to get goals when he is behind. When he's losing, of course, then the other player doesn't have the urgency to come and challenge Lethamyr like he enjoys. He loves when the other player has to come to him. That's his favorite place to be, is when the other player is coming at him and he's able to try and get the outplay. But when he has to just outplay someone who's posturing 100% defensively, he has had trouble in the past. And that's not to say that he can't win like this, because he's certainly capable of good flicks and very, very good at consistently pressuring without giving turnovers to the other player. The problem with that is it's quite a slow style of play. You're not likely to get multiple goals back to back to back without the help of a kickoff goal here or there. But here we go, another good bit of pressure by Lethamyr. Intercepted Florus's line. That will mean that he has the ball back in his control. All of this side to side ball control is good for keeping track of the possession, but it's not good for getting goals quickly. Lethamyr needs to try and get more shots, because 5 shots in almost 4 minutes is just not enough. Lethamyr saying he's never doing EU again in chat. Not happy with how this is going. I'm not going to lie though, I've seen this from Lethamyr on NA server also. I recall he had a series against Garrett in the first 1v1 Invitational I ever did. And there were a couple of games in that series where Garrett was sat back and he was perfectly happy defending against Lethamyr's attack. Never looked like Lethamyr was threatening. And that's just because stylistically Lethamyr is so good at playing while he's ahead. He's really, really good at playing while he's ahead. And most of his comebacks revolve around really solid kickoffs. The times I've seen him make good comebacks is where he gets kickoff after kickoff, hard wins into his favor. Florus is a smart player and he's making adaptations on the fly. Realized that he was losing a lot of kickoffs in game 1, and since then he switched it up and he's been the one who's winning most of the possessions, and it looks like he's just going to be able to control this all the way into the final minutes. He's getting multiple outplays He's just doing the Lethamyr to Lethamyr, playing keep away against one of the best in the business at that very strategy. But GG's. Both players taking one game on the away server. Lethamyr unable to capitalize on the slight advantage that was starting on the home side of the field. Of course, it is always going to be slightly favored to the player from Europe if they're able to get that break in the NA server. But GG's. Yeah, I'll say GG's just so they both know. That's it. That's the best of 5. Certainly a matchup that I hope to see on LAN one day. It's of course a shame. I want to give big shout out to these guys for agreeing to play some games on a server which isn't their main, because it's not as fun for them. But I know a lot of people were asking for this matchup because both these guys won the 1v1 invitationals from their respective regions. So there you have it. Big shout out to Lethamyr and Florus for playing that matchup out for us. Very enjoyable to watch. Maybe one day. Gotta keep saying it. Maybe one day we'll see them online. But for now, guys, that's going to be it from me.